Just your first statements on the game, just a wild ending, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose if you're a neutral, you probably enjoy that. If you're a KC or DSC fan, you're probably a wee bit different. But in all honesty, for us, we didn't play very well, but we were very solid. We didn't look like really conceding, and there was a sloppy first goal. And then obviously the sending off. The decisions that I think can be made, that if it goes the other way, if Stephen gets a yellow card and that penalty doesn't get called, nobody really talks about it. And it's not a big issue. And that's why I think the best referees make those decisions. But the big decisions went one way, and so which means then the guys have to climb a bit of a mountain, and they did that. And what I loved about this is I sat here about a year ago in the same situation. We went down to 10 men, and we folded like a wet paper bag, to tell you the truth, and it was 3 going on 8. But we looked very solid today, and we got, I think, through character and through determination and through battling against all the variables that were thrown against the guys, I think a well-deserved draw.
So it sounds like you're happy with the result, happy with the way the team played.
They're the MLS Cup champions for a reason. They're a fantastic squad. They're fantastically well coached. They've got fantastic fans, a really good stadium. It's a really tough place to play here, and the record proves it. So if you're going to give me a point at the start of the game, I'd probably take it.
Even with all the absences they have?
Yeah, I know, we had Michael Bradley out, we had Jackson out, we had Azori out, we had 3 of our starting midfield out. So we had a lot of absences, yeah. And I think they only had a couple of centre-backs out. So we had actually more starting players, well, I mean 4 centre-backs, but we had 3 starting players out in 3 different positions, and they had 2 out. So everybody's made about their injuries. Well, hang on, we've got a few out as well. Since the start of the season, I've only had to pick a starting 11, the actual starting 11 once that we could pick through injuries and that. So, in all honesty, I'm not gonna sit here and I think it was a fantastic effort from the guys.
So it sounds like you didn't think it was a red card offence uncalled. What did you see on the play?
Look, he's trying to win the ball. His foot's raised, of course. Look, it was just quick to get a red, and I think if he gives a yellow, I think everybody goes on with their life and nobody writes about it. But in saying that, he's held present with every decision he makes since his refereeing career. He goes to red really quickly, and he goes to penalties really quickly. So, I shouldn't be really surprised.
And so Donnell's 4th penalty conceded this season. You don't think that was a penalty either? Do you think the game
Again, he's the guy's run into him and he's fallen down. I don't know. You tell me. You guys think it's a penalty. It's a dead set penalty. In the 84th minute, when you're down 10 men. Well, yeah, nobody's really chirping up. So I'll take that as no.
You brought off a couple of players early. Was that tactical? Was it because they weren't getting the job done per se?
No, I think it was a bit tactical. I think wanted to put Colin Warner in the middle, and I think he showed why we brought Colin in. I thought he was absolutely fantastic today. He was our best player, and I thought he showed a lot of energy, a lot of drive. There was an intensity to his play, and his passing was extremely good, and there was a desire, and it's I couldn't be more happier for him and Daniel, another young kid that's just progressing, one of our pickups, and so the more he gets time in games like this, the better.
I think
you're on fire, by the way, Kurt.
I think
there is Kansas reporters in here, aren't there?
Yeah.
You're on fire, big fella. Keep going.
From Toronto, I gotta say something.
Yeah, keep going.
Just finally, Gilberto. I think we've all seen kind of some of his qualities besides scoring throughout the first few months of the season, but it looks like he's starting to hang his head a little bit. It looks like he's starting to weigh on him. Did you see that tonight? Did you see him maybe playing slightly different?
I think so. A wee bit, and we've got to pick him up because we've all been through it as players, and you've all been through it in jobs, and when you move to a new country and like that, it's very difficult. And you know, we forget he's only 24, but you're right. We know how good of a player he is, and it's our job to pick him up and you know and obviously get him, you know, get his confidence up and get him going. And it will. You know, maybe we could get a penalty one of these days and he can get off the score, off the mark.
What should fans take away from this game? Because I mean, the first half, it seemed to be, there wasn't much to it. It was, you know, I think fans expected you guys to come out and take it to the opposition. Is this a playoff team? Is this a team that's capable of making the playoffs? Because I think the public perception out there right now for that performance is that it's not.
Well, last year I'm only really worried about the locker room, and everybody makes out that, you know, but who they have in centre back is still a couple of good players, but their squad's been together for a long time. Their front, you know, 8, you know, are good players. They're really good players. So, you know, they can say in the media that they're missing a few players, of course, but it's only in really centre back position. Everything else was probably one of the, you know, besides Susie, was the best. So it was always going to be a very difficult game, extremely difficult game to achieve, especially this place. And as I said, we're kind of patching out we had to patch our midfield together. And but in saying that, I thought it was very solid. I mean, you know, they had the possession, but never really broke us down. And unfortunately, we did give away a bad one. It annoyed me that we could have ended that play before that goal was scored. And then, you know, the sending off kind of changed the dynamic of the game, and in the end, it was, as I said, it was a very entertaining, good MLS game.
Thanks,
Cheers.